Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. Trent is my agent.com. Huge thanks to Trent. Huge thanks to all of our other sponsors. We got another sponsor for Chad's Garden. We're bringing that back as we get garden plots ready for the upcoming spring. A lot of growing tips and a lot of native plant stuff and spring phenology stuff on the garden blog and also on Facebook as well. So I just want to thank everybody for their support, love, kindness, trust, and belief in truly keeping the heart of our local weather right here. And speaking of that local weather, it's an active local weather forecast. Rain, a few thunderstorms coming in now. We've had areas of fog today, a little rain and drizzle. We've had some flooding rain down in the southern part of our forecast area, and we've got some severe weather risk creeping in. Some getting into tonight, early tomorrow morning, then once again early Saturday morning next week, and then around the 22nd to about the 23rd. Now in between these two rounds of severe, there will be some cooler, drier weather that sneaks in, maybe even a few flakes, albeit briefly. And then snow, perhaps one more round of some snow. Won't last long, but one more round of snow and some hard freezing at the end of March before we bounce back come early April. But it's mid-50s Rockville, 50 Lafayette, but 45 at Winnemac with the fog and drizzle around and the rain coming back in as well. The flood watch is up for Vermilion and Park counties now after some really heavy rain last night into this morning, and even into Fountain and Montgomery and Boone counties we've had a lot of rainfall. And look at all the river flood warnings now underway. I'm going to show you some really impressive rainfall from this region last night, and you can see the severe thunderstorm watch south of us in the really warm air south of that warm front. These are the rainfall totals from last night. So here's Lafayette. Again, a lot of Tippecanoe County. In the heart of the county, totals varied from 0.2 to about 0.6 of an inch. But once you go southward, totals really pick up. But once you go northward, totals really come down. So only a few hundredths of an inch, trace amounts in the far north. But the rain really picks up in the south. And look at this. These are 2 to 4 inch rains that fell last night south of Interstate 74. Big rises in creeks and streams, especially in Vermilion, Montgomery, southern Fountain, Park County, here into southern Boone County, and 3 to 6 inches of rain down here. Even some road closures down here in Johnson County reported this morning. A lot of reports of 5, 5.5, 4.5 inches of rainfall from this area, especially right down here. And you can see part of our area getting in on the pretty heavy rainfall as well. We're going to get our turn. We've got some heavy rainfall ahead, but look at the sharp difference here from, say, Burroughs and Monticello all the way down to areas like around Rockville, even around Newtown and Wingate, more than 1.3 inches of rain. And again, these are all your plus 2 inch amounts down this way. Look at that, around 2.5 inches in northeast Park County, and some reports of more than 3 down here and close to 4 inches as well. If not for the fact it's been so dry, the flooding situation would be a lot worse in that zone and for the rest of the area. But here comes the next round of widespread rain and even some embedded thunderstorms coming in from the southwest. This is going to continue to overspread the area this evening, so some thunder and lightning and some locally heavy rainfall coming down as this moves to the northeast, and the rain's going to continue into tonight because everything's moving northeast and everything's going to pass through our forecast area. And I wouldn't even rule out an isolated severe storm. That would be hail, and I'll show you a graphic on that shortly. It's mainly way down here in the southern part of our forecast area, right there. It's a 1 out of 5 on the scale, so 1 out of 5 marginal risk, maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm, basically from about near Cayuga and Rockville to south of like Waveland and Ladoga. Down here you've got the best shot of maybe a storm producing hail up to quarter size. Now farther north you may still have a storm or two that produces pea to marble sized hail. It'll be isolated, but even up towards Frankfort, Attica, Lafayette, Kokomo area and northward, you may have a random storm that produces just a little bit of small hail, like the size of peas. But we look beyond that point. So let's look beyond through tomorrow and into tomorrow night, because This area, heavier rain this evening, will exit, but there's more where that came from late tonight and early tomorrow morning. So we really have kind of two rounds of heavier rain that have to come through tonight and tomorrow morning. I showed you the first one that has to come through to now into the overnight. There'll be another one down here that still has to come through. Either one of them may have a little small hail northward, and then in the south, the potential's there for a marginally severe hailstone of quarter size, again, right around that Rockville-Cayuga corridor. Then the rain tends to back off a little bit tomorrow afternoon. Now, there's still some showers around into the afternoon before they really taper off by evening. And by that point, any rainfall would be isolated at that point. So then that pulls away, but look what happens Thursday night and into Friday morning. So here comes the front that goes south, comes back north as a warm front. So as this front right here moves north, look what happens Thursday night, Friday morning. A little wave of showers and thunderstorms will move northward through the area, but then it's dry in the afternoon. Cloud, sun, windy, and record warm. Temperatures well into the 70s, but we're going to have a severe weather outbreak west and northwest of our area. And these clusters of supercells should congeal into one main squall line. And that squall line will move eastward. And you'll see it right here. Watch this all develop, kind of gel together, and there's your squall line right there. That line has to come through early Saturday morning. So by 1 a.m. Friday night or early Saturday morning, that squall line will have congealed, and it's going to be pretty close to the Mississippi River by that time. Then the line comes through Saturday morning, generally in that 5 to 9 a.m. time frame. And it may have some severe weather risk with it as well. Behind it, we get a little clearing Saturday afternoon, kind of breezy. It will start to turn cooler, but not sharply colder per se, but it comes through. We end up with at least marginal risk, at the very least, for the area. That's where we are right now from the Storm Prediction Center. They've got a marginal, a 1 out of 5 on the scale for severe. The slight risk, 2 out of 5 off to our northwest. My thinking is this slight risk will be expanded east and southeastward some, and this marginal will be extended southeastward as well. Risk is there for a brief, weak EF0 spin up, a few severe gusts, maybe a little isolated hail, and of course the heavy rain that will be coming down as this races through. This is between, again, 5 and 9 Saturday morning. Right now, 1 to 2 out of 5 on the scale. The slight risk is close. The rest of the area is 1. I do think the slight risk will be expanded, so we will end up with a 1 or 2, depending on where you are in the area, on the scale for severe weather. The bigger severe weather risk is out here, southern Iowa, all the way down to near Dallas. And there's likely going to be an area of moderate, I think, painted here, because the tornado risk is looking pretty robust. And there'll probably be a couple or a few stronger, longer track tornadoes in this zone as well. So the threat going up here, and of course, there you see that slight very close to that Newton County area, and the marginal for the rest of the area, at least for now. So in terms of rainfall, now to March 13th. This is rainfall now to late next week, anywhere from near 1 2/3 inch, 1 3/4 up here to the north, to as much as near 5 in the south. So widespread soaking, drought-busting rainfall for the area by the time we reach the end of next week. Because remember, we got this system to get through now to Saturday, and then we have another system next week that's going to bring heavy rainfall and, yes, severe weather risk. So let's add the March 22nd, 23rd storm system and anything in between that. It adds up anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of rain total. So more like close to 4 up here, Remington, Madairyville area. And then as you go southward, it picks up. So note the totals of around 6, 7 inches here, Frankfort, Lafayette, Attica. The highest amounts are projected to be down here in Vermilion Park, southern Montgomery counties, Boone, Fountain, 7 to 8 inches of rain. And remember, some of these places have already had 3, near 4 inches of rain just in the past about 30 hours. So we're already well into that total in parts of our southern counties. And speaking of that other system, so we shut things off for Sunday, we shut them off for Monday, We start to get a couple showers in late Tuesday, and then Tuesday night, Wednesday night, main time frames for rain and storms, several rounds to get through, and then likely one main squall line that will come through with severe weather risk as well. The parameters are pretty robust right now for severe weather. Again, it's not official, but they suggest slight to enhanced risk for the area. We will wait and see the official outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, but certainly some severe weather risk. And then it gets a little cooler after that. We bounce back briefly, and then probably a little cooler once again after that, with a couple little clippers coming through with rain, maybe even a couple snow showers mixed in. We warm back up, and then we get the severe weather the 22nd through the 23rd. So active weather pattern now right into late March. 50 the low tonight, 54 at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Areas of dense fog again. The showers, the thunderstorms around this evening tonight, and then later tonight and into tomorrow morning. Still some showers around noon, slowly decreasing afternoon and especially towards the evening, with a high of 63, with highs varying from the mid to upper 50s north to low and mid 60s as you go southward, even a 67 down at Rockville. Now on Friday, it's a record warm day. It's a windy day. Showers, thunderstorms in the morning. Then the sun is in and out with the clouds racing across the sky, kind of sticky, with dew points into the low 60s on Friday. 75 for a high, 76 at Pine Village, 77 at Cayuga, 74 at Logansport, even up here to the north of Wheatfield and Rochester. 73 degrees for your high temperature. This is the warmest, and first of all, it's the warmest so early in the year since 1983. Friday and Friday night will likely be the highest humidity levels, that is the highest dew point levels so early in the year since 1990. So sticky and warm here, 68 then falling on Saturday. We're going to fall into the 50s to around 60. 62 on Sunday, nice spring-like day. 71 degrees Monday, near record warmth. Near record warmth, or definite record warmth on Tuesday was 76. The record is 72, set way back in 1876. 77 and 90 right there. We'll be close to that on Wednesday, but rain and storms developing. So Tuesday night, Wednesday night, rain, storm, severe weather risk developing, and then sharply colder 40s Thursday, lows in the upper 20s Friday night, and then we're back to the 60s again come a week from Saturday.